Hey guys, and welcome to another China smartphone review. In this video we will have a closer look at the 5.5 inch Cubot X15 in white. I'm s7yler and this is my full review of the Cubot X15 from gearbest.com. So I have tested the Cubot X15 now for some weeks and I'm finally ready to tell you about my experiences with this device. The X15 is clearly one of the more stylish models that I have tried from Cubot, and I really like the simple and very thin design. It looks beautiful and the full metal frame makes it feel pretty premium in the hand. For the price I do recommend it. Just remember that it is not a flagship model but more like a mid-range model with some decent specs. The highlights are the super thin design with CNC metal frame, very bright JDI Full HD display with 2.5D curved glass, anti-fingerprint coating, a decent 16 megapixel main camera, Android 5.1, nice battery life and USB OTG support. For the rest of the specifications, check the video description, that's quicker. There's no need to mention it all here. So let's have a look at the content and the accessories included. And first of all, we have here the cardboard and there are some instructions how to insert and use the cards in the phone, the SIM trays, etc. We have the standard wall charger, 5 volt, 1 amp and also a standard micro USB cable. There's a small pin included to eject the SIM trays. We have the quick start guide. There's also here a screen protector and also a matte clear case in plastic. So that's it. Let's have a look at the phone design. On the top we find the light and proximity sensor, the ear speaker together with the 8 megapixel front camera. The phone has a 5.5 inch Full HD IPS display, and notice that the display on this phone is really good. Very high brightness, sharp and vivid. In the bottom we find the menu, home and back buttons integrated into the black border, but unfortunately they do not have any kind of backlight, so they can be a bit hard to see. Close to the edge we also see a very small hole. This is actually for the microphone. On the back side, which is non-removable and made of matte plastic, we find a 16 megapixel rear camera together with a single LED flash which gives medium light. Inside the phone we will also find a 2750 mAh battery, which gives pretty good battery life. And last we see the Cubot brand, website and a CE logo. In the bottom of the phone we find the micro USB port with USB OTG support and 2 speaker grills. It's not real stereo, but the sound will come out of both and a little bit stronger in the left side. On the right side we find the volume rocker together with the power button, and these do feel a little bit loose. They are unfortunately not completely solid. In the top we just find the 3.5mm headphone jack, and last on the left side we find 2 trays, one for micro SIM and one for nano SIM or a SD card. And let's also have a close-up of the trays. Let's turn on the phone, and it supports double tap to wake, and it also supports off-screen gestures. Let's try an M for the music player. Yep. And here you see the UI, and the stock theme on the phone is this gold and black color. Somehow I think they were a little bit inspired by the Huawei Mate 7, because I think this is the look of the Mate 7. Let's try out the speed here in the UI. So it seems okay. Let's try the app drawer. Let me just show you the stock apps. I only installed myself Google Plus and also the photos. Installed the Google Keyboard and also some of these apps, the Keep app and also Maps. Play Store is on the phone from the beginning, and also I installed YouTube. Click here on the weather and you will get some informations about the temperature, the days, let's have a close look at the buttons. So you can see menu, home and back, but these unfortunately have no kind of backlight, so they can be a little bit hard to see sometimes, but you can see they are integrated into the black frame. The phone does not support any kind of notification LED, so this is maybe the biggest con I have about this phone, because no kind of notification LED in the top, and there are also no kind of light in the buttons as told. So that's just something that you have to deal with, and I kind of think this is a shame, because it could be a really great phone if they just have added backlight in the buttons and also a notification LED. And you can also double tap to wake, and then just swipe your hand here over the proximity sensor, so you can unlock here just with the air gestures. Let's see the quick toggles. We see the animation, so it seems to be Android 5.1. And here you can see the viewing angle from the bottom. Let's try here from the side. Very nice. Very good viewing angles. Good colors and a very sharp picture. This is full HD. And now let's also test out the torch, the LED flash. So you can see it's kind of strong. Pretty good LED flash, I would say. Gives a lot of bright light. And regarding the bezels, as you can see here, the bezel in the bottom is pretty thick, but we also have the touch buttons in this area. We see the bezels in the side, but also the top bezel is pretty thick in black. 2.5D arc glass, and that means it's a little bit curved in the edge. Maybe you can see it here in the light. You may notice it here also. And regarding the sound quality through the headphone jack, the sound is good. With the earphones, there's a lot of bass, and the sound is also kind of loud. Overall, pretty good sound quality, but also not that overwhelming. I would say the quality is average. So it is possible to listen to good music with this phone. And regarding the connectivity, you see the Wi-Fi is excellent. And I'm also using dual SIM right now. I have 2 SIM cards, and the network is also fine. So there are no network or Wi-Fi problems on this phone. And actually I have used the phone as my daily driver for some weeks, and while I tested the phone, I never experienced any problems with the network or the sound quality, Wi-Fi or whatsoever. Everything in the connectivity was working great, also Bluetooth when connected to my car or the sound system. Now let's try out a test call. Let me check out the proximity sensor. This is working fast.
Press 2. You have 2 new messages. 1.
And let me try the ear speaker quality.
To listen to your new messages, press 2. To listen to your saved messages, press 3.
Okay, so that was the sound quality through the ear speaker. Loud and clear. Regarding the camera, I have taken some samples using the rear camera sensor in order to show you how the device performs. Take a look at these samples and be the judge yourself. The link to the samples can be found in the video description. So let me just show you the camera app. So this is the stock MediaTek. As you notice, we have picture-in-picture, panorama, face beauty. We have here also HDR, the front-facing camera and the flash. Let's see here in the settings. These are very normal. And here we see up to 16 megapixels in 4:3. Let's try full screen. 9.5. Let's see the video camera. Noise reduction. Video quality fine, is full HD. So it looks pretty stock and normal. We also have the color filters. Let me just show you some of the samples I took. And let me try to zoom in here on the details. You can see details are pretty good. The front-facing camera is, in my opinion, pretty decent. Only the videos do seem to over-sharpen a little bit, but after the latest update from Cubot, it has improved a little bit in my opinion, so it's not that bad anymore. And you also see here the autofocus is working perfectly fine. And now let's go through the settings really quick. So first of all, it supports hotnod. We see hotnod here. This is for sending files wirelessly, a little bit like NFC. We also have the SIM cards, and here you can also set both SIM cards to the mobile data. Of course, not at the same time. You have to choose SIM 1 or 2. Inside display, we will find mirror vision, so you can set up the colors and tweak them. Inside sound notification, we also have here an option to enable or disable the boot audio. That's pretty good. Then we find the storage, and the storage is in one partition. We see here total space available. And it of course also supports micro SD card and USB on the go. Let's see the RAM consumption. 1.2 GB of RAM out of 2 GB totally. And then we also find the gesture sensing for the gallery, camera, music and launcher and so on. So this is air gestures. We can unlock also with the air gestures. We have smart wake. Double tap to wake the screen, but we also can draw a C to open up the camera, M for music and so on. We have language and input. So it's multi-language. And last, let me show you about. We see the build number, Android version 5.1, model number, and support for OTA, wireless updates. And this is working because I already got one. Let's check out the Android version. So that's it for the settings. Okay, so let's have a look at the live GPS test. So I just recorded this so you could see the results. So this is GPS test, and in the beginning it will always take a while to get the first fix. We see some satellites in view. Now we see 9, 23, and now the 3D fix is done. And we can see right now it also have some GLONASS satellites in log, normal satellites. This is in feet, so we have 10 feet in accuracy. In use 19 satellites. Strongest signal about 42, so 42 is pretty good. And again we see the fixed time 16 seconds, not that bad. Let's try to change to see it in meters. So it will get the fix again. And we see 4 to 5 meters in accuracy, so really good, even 3. And it seems to be stable. Down on 2 meters. So overall a very good GPS. Now I'm going to run some different test apps in the game. I will turn up for the background music, so let's check it out. So we are now in the end of this review, and I will now list my pros and cons. First to the pros. It has a pretty decent rear camera, most of my pictures were good, and I was actually satisfied with the quality. It has a very thin and stylish design. I really like how it looks, and it feels very premium and comfortable in the hand because of the CNC made metal frame. Gaming performance was good, not super but good, so no real problems with that. It has a very good and bright Full HD display. I did not experience any kind of clouding or ghost touches, and the 2.5D curved glass with anti-fingerprint coating feels nice. Battery life was pretty decent, good on-screen time, but when heavy loaded it did also sometimes get a bit warm in the hand, and then the battery would of course drain faster. So the cons are that there is no notification LED and the touch buttons are without any kind of backlight, and that's really a shame, as I think this would actually have been really good for this phone. The bottom speaker isn't anything special, it is loud but provides only average sound quality. The volume rocker and the power button feels a little bit loose. I would wish they were more solid to touch. Not a big deal, but still something I have to mention. Scrolling in the UI is smooth most of the time, but when the device is heavy loaded, I did also sometimes experience small hiccups and the scrolling could get a little bit choppy. The UI icon seems very big. I would really like to have them smaller, as that would fit the screen better. And last, it only has very few sensors built in. Unfortunately, no e-compass or gyroscope, so things like Google Cardboard will not work with this phone. But that is very typical for most budget and mid-range China phones. Well guys, that's it for the review. Remember also to check out my blog. You'll find the link in the video description. If you have any questions, please comment below, give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.